This is a demo to show how to put transactions into the cash forecast. The first way to do it is to use the wizard to upload a bank statement and identify recurring transactions to put in the forecast. When you launch the wizard, you will see 3 tabs to guide you through the process. The first tab is data entry, where a client can upload their OFX formatted bank statement or a QuickBooks CSV file. The second tab shows you how transactions will be categorized. Categories can be added by typing in a new name below, or you can delete an existing transaction by unchecking the category. The third tab is where the client reviews their uploaded file and adds transactions to the forecast. For single transactions, the following information is required: transaction date, transaction type from your pull-down menu, the amount which has been pre-populated, a source taken from your database, and an optional description. Once you save the transaction, it will be put into the file. Additionally, for repeating transactions, you add the following information. Once you click Repeats, you will see a drop-down menu for how often the transaction will occur: daily, weekly, payroll days, monthly, end of month, or yearly. And for daily, you can say every day, every 2 days, or every 3 days. When you say every weekday, you say when it starts, the date it ends. You can click either occurrences. So for example, if you have a mortgage with 360 payments, you could put that in. Or you can specify when you would like those recurring transactions to end. And then the same information is required, which is transaction type, amount, source, and the optional description. Transactions can also be inputted manually from the Forecasted Transactions tab in your cash forecast. In the Forecasted Transactions tab, the first thing you'll see is if you have any existing transactions, they will be listed below. You can edit these transactions by clicking on them and then using the same window as you've seen before, modifying the information. If you have a recurring transaction, you have the option to modify a single transaction or all future occurrences. Additionally, if you are searching for a transaction, you can use the wildcard search, a date range, an amount range, or you can track by a specific category of cash in or cash out. Additionally, each of the columns can be sorted in an ascending or descending fashion. To create a new transaction, click on the Create Transaction button, and again you see the same information that you saw before in the Add Transaction window. Once you've put in that information and click Save, you will have added that transaction to the forecast. The final way to get a transaction is to use an application in the forecast that is connected to the workbench. In this example, we're using the e-invoicing manager, and creating an invoice in the e-invoice solution, you will then populate that transaction in the forecast, and nothing else needs to be done. And that is a demonstration of how to get transactions into the forecast.